back to Dooley's Dog Pod. I'm Johnny Trailer.
I'm No Vice.
And this is a podcast where we talk about everything that happens on Dooley Field and Sanford Stadium with your Georgia Bulldogs.
How do you remember that?
I don't really know.
That's impressive.
Probably because I've said it so many times at this point, but
that's I don't think I could say it once.
that all said, we're back. Who saw that coming?
Oh, I'm still in Athens.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's open with that. Noah joined the GBSM gang.
Full-time staff.
Yeah, and so how's that been going for you? You've been full-time for what, like a month now or something like that? Well, almost a month to the day?
Yeah.
Just over.
Last week I thought I was going to die. This week I might as well not even go into the office at all. So it's a weird take, but we're good. We're still around, still doing Dooley's Dog Pod, so that's sick. Overall, I get to work women's soccer with Donna. I see her every day, all day, and then I get to work men's basketball with Donna all day, every day. She's lucky track only gets one rep. If it had two, I'd be working track.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Well, we're happy to have you, even if it's literally ridiculous.
That was
because
a lie.
you are here all the time. Anyways, it's fine. It's good that I don't actually hate him, because then that would be really, really difficult.
You know, I wouldn't know that.
Well, I mean, obviously, that's part of the point. But moving forward, so yeah, we have another season of Dooley's Dog Pod.
Season 4?
Season 4? Second natty year.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Beck year 1, Carson Beck year 2.
Yeah. This is
4.
4.
Is it?
It's not 3. It's definitely... Talk. I'm going to analyze.
It's like, wait, hold on. What season is this? Hold on. I can also pull up the podcasts like on Apple.
Yeah, I hope your mom sends this to nobody.
This is ridiculous.
We're off our game.
This is actually awful.
Yeah, we're...
Okay, so I'm looking as well. This is... What season is this?
3 or 4. 3 or 4.
Something like that.
Yeah. We're back. Whole football team is like basically brand new. Not whole team. There's a lot of familiar faces, but majority a lot of really new people. In terms of like the last few years, been kind of consistent with seniors and juniors. It kind of felt like, or sophomores who just played the whole time, and now it's a little different. I don't think we know like everybody kind of going into it. I think I maybe said this last year. Probably the most unprepared I've been for a podcast ever today.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, we're sitting here trying to figure out what season this is. The team is just so new, like you just said. Like, there's so little for us to know initially. It's, like, just kind of crazy. We have the full SEC schedule. And as we all know at this point, our schedule starts on Saturday with Marshall. So we play Marshall, then we play Austin Peay, and I'm like... That's another part of the reason why football doesn't feel real yet, is because like we're starting off with like 2 smaller teams.
Excellent way to actually start this podcast is kind of recapping the season where we start with Pee Wee, Marshall, and Pee Wee, Austin, PA, and then we're away at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Why? Who built the season and why like that?
Yeah. Well, what's so fun is our first big home game. We won't say real big home game.
Yeah.
Is Alabama. So literally, it's...
Let me see, where is it? We're... Okay.
These 2, then at Tennessee, bye week, Alabama at home.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is going to be so interesting. That's a 7:30 game. We already know that. I can't even... I'm, like, nervous because if we just go across the whole schedule or whatever, we have the first 2 games, whatever, Tennessee on the road, like you just said. Oh, my gosh, who wants to start that way as far as, like, playing, like, big games on the road initially? Do that, come back, bye week. Last year when we played Alabama, we had a bye week before that game. And we talked about it of like, okay, are they going to use this to be like, we get an extra week to prepare, or is it going to be, we get an extra week to freak out about it? I don't necessarily think that they just spent the week freaking out, but I mean, we see how we played the first half of that game was miserable.
Yeah.
So then now I'm like, we are doing the same thing over again. Part of me is like, I love the fact that we get, an extra week, but then it's the same exact scenario as last year where I'm like, I really hope it's not like one of those things where it's like we don't have time to overanalyze when it's a short week like normal.
Yeah. Well, see, like, here's the other thing, right? Like, so this already, team's super new. And it's, like, really hard to, like, think, like, well, how will that work for us? Because, like, Georgia, historically, great defense. And I think our defense will still be good this year, just based on everything we're seeing. But offensively, really, really weird year. Like, our only real returner is, like, Nate Frazier, who's a sophomore, and Dylan Bell, besides the tight end group. Like, the O-line's fairly, like, new.
Yeah, I mean, like, Drew Bobo going into the season as a starter.
Yeah.
Mike Moore, same thing.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other, like, vet guys that we have.
We transferred in 2 receivers, in Zachariah Branch and then Noah Thomas. Noah Thomas came from A&M, maybe. Mm-hmm. Branch came from USC. So, like, super new. Yeah, Dylan Bell's around, but, like, Dylan Bell was never, like, a star guy at wide receiver. He was one of the key receivers, but he was never, like, this all-star player. Delp and Lucky at tight end will be, like, sort of familiar. We saw that last year of that developing. Hopefully that's grown a little bit. Gunner we saw a little bit into the year, but very new. I think just, all in all, very new team. Don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, which is kind of scary, especially, too, because, like, when we first started doing this, it's like I was a student, you were a student, and so it's like we're more incorporated with it from the get-go just because of that. And then, but, like, now I'm completely phased out. You're in that phase out, like, part of your life where it's like, okay, these aren't my classmates. I'm not seeing these people routinely. I'm not, like, thinking about them like that or whatever going into the season. So I'm like, yeah, now it feels, add that onto the fact that there's so many new people, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is kind of scary. Like, it feels very unknown, which is shocking. I mean, on the defensive side, thankfully, we do have some familiar faces like Raylan Wilson, CJ Allen.
Yeah.
Like
Jordan Hall.
Yeah, Jordan, like
Aguero, David Everett. Yeah. Bolton.
So that is
Bolden.
Reassuring. Yes.
Yeah.
That's reassuring. But it's also kind of still where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm panicked, I'm scared, I don't know what to expect. But here's what I hope. I hope that this weekend we make a statement. And it's
44-0 first quarter.
Yeah, and so, like, and I feel like Kirby says all the time, like, respect for the smaller programs. I mean, they can do a lot with a little. We have a lot to do a lot. So it's like, I feel like, there's always potential. That's why part of why I'm saying big games, not real games, because you never know. And so.
See, here's the other thing. It always feels like the majority, like, in my memory, I know I'm wrong about this, but it feels like we play, like, the one big game on, like, week 0 at Mercedes-Benz against, like, a Clemson or an Oregon or whoever, and we, like, beat them so bad. Like, so bad. Mm-hmm. And then it's, like, kind of easy to get on this high horse of we're the greatest to ever do it. Almost, like, I feel like starting against, like, weaker teams may be, like, beneficial to the mental game kind of going into the season. Because it's like, yes, we are beating up on these teams, but, like, we should be beating up on these teams instead of, like, the first game being, like, this is a big game, and then we beat up on the team, and it's like, we just beat up on this really good team. We're on top of the world going into the season to, like, we have to build on this, but it's still, like, a little bit of a high horse to get on. Whereas, like, starting it with these weak teams and not having this game early on, that's, like, a big game, is, like, slowly building up, like, taking it piece by piece and kind of putting the puzzle together, going into Tennessee. And that's when we see some real competition in a hostile environment. And then it's like, all right, what puzzle pieces can we get in the next 2 weeks against Alabama at home?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, I think...
Whoa.
Those are set to come on at sunset. Anywho, yeah, I feel like to an extent I do definitely see that point of like when we start off against a team that's supposed to be good and then we do well, we get on a high horse a little bit versus when we play someone who we're supposed to beat or whatever, it's just like we got to keep pushing because we already saw this coming. So that all said, again, like I said, anything can happen. So we got to take this game seriously, which is why I say I want to make a statement with this and like basically I want to showcase what we have. So we do what Kirby's been saying we want to do over the past, like, I don't know, all of fall camp. And then especially this week when we've had interviews with him, which is make sure, like, we know that our biggest opponent is ourselves. And just making sure we play to the standard no matter what and no matter who it is we're playing. I'm just, like, looking over this because, again, this is a full SEC schedule printed out. And I'm, like, trying to figure out who do I think has the easiest path to the SEC championship game.
So the top 5, 1 is Texas, 2 is Georgia, 3 is Alabama, 4 is Tennessee maybe, and then I know 5 is like South Carolina. For the top 5 like preseason poll for SEC, so that may play a factor into it. It's weird seeing Alabama come in at 3. It's weird seeing us come in at 2, but I feel like we never come in at 1.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we have a solid schedule.
I think it's LSU, actually, that comes in at like 4.
LSU plays Florida, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Alabama, Arkansas, and Oklahoma.
What did the SEC Netflix documentary teach you? What did you learn from that going into this season? Because I haven't watched it yet. I want to see it.
I mean, first of all, I think it's a good watch, so I would recommend watching it. Netflix, sponsor us. Imagine. We start Netflix's, like, podcast campaign. That would be crazy.
I think we'd have to be in a nicer kind of studio.
Well, whatever.
Not just, like, living room.
They can just, exactly, they'll do it for us when they pick us up. But I think that, first of all, if the show was a competition, South Carolina won. That's basically the way that I've been looking at it.
Yeah.
Of, like, Shane Beamer made me want to play football for him. Like, I'm like, he seems like such a genuine nice guy, so fun, so fresh, so cute. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, how great. And the last place I would want to go is either LSU or Mississippi State.
Why LSU?
Brian Kelly.
Just in general?
Just
as a human?
Wasn't a fan of him in the show. Like,
okay.
At all, really. I feel like...
Do you think that was, like, edited that way, or do you think that's just, like, how it was?
No, I don't think there's any other way you could take some of the way he acted. But no, I will say, like, I'll be the first to say, like, I think that, like, it takes a certain persona to be a football coach.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And so I think that he has definitely achieved that as far as Shane's foundation is being that lovable guy who's going to meet you where you are and kind of like, you know, work with you to build up and all this stuff is kind of how he feels very family oriented, very meet you like on a man-to-man level.
Yeah.
Whereas like Brian kind of feels more dictatorish, right? And I don't think that that's uncommon, which is exactly why I was looking up the Mississippi State head coach. Nope, sorry. I knew I got that wrong. That's why I'm looking it up. This guy seems also lovable. He's like Shane Beamer 2.0.
Okay.
I meant to say Texas A&M. Okay, the Texas A&M head coach is also, he's kind of like a Brian Kelly where Mike Elko, yeah. Where like he acts like a dictator and diva-ish, which we have a coach who's like that. However, when you're winning, you can do that.
Yeah.
When you're not one of the winningest coaches in your conference and you still act like that, I'm kind of like, what are you doing? But at the same time,
yeah.
I mean, he had a good season last year. And LSU has a historically good program, so you want to bring in somebody who has that type of persona. So, I mean, that makes sense. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I'm saying, again, if this show was a competition, South Carolina won. Like, I'm like, if this was a gigantic marketing tool.
Yeah.
And I'm a recruit who's in like 10th grade or something right now, and I watch this show, I'm going to be like, I want to play for that man.
Yeah,
so.
I wonder how much of it was like Shane fully playing into that, and where like the other coaches didn't realize it, and they were just like, I'm gonna do whatever I normally do, and they can record it if they want. And Shane was like, no, I'm gonna recruit through this. Like I'm gonna be unapologetically me and coach like the way, because that's always how he's come across as a coach through media to me before. So I feel like getting the chance to do like a deep dive in a documentary, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take full advantage of this.
I don't know, because I've mentioned that same thing to other people, and they've kind of been like, oh, well, how much was it him kind of like putting on or like milking it because of the fact that it could be used like that? And then like they also followed up with the same thing of like they've seen this version of him consistently. It's not like this is something that's new just because the cameras were on.
Well, that's also maybe another reason to say yes, because not every team said yes to the show, to where like for him it was like, oh, like this is a great idea. Maybe where it wasn't he was playing into it, but there was a reason for him to be like, absolutely, I want to do this. We're a top 15 team in the nation.
Yeah, I feel like one of the only schools that, so like again, from like a marketing standpoint, PR standpoint, doing the show, you can use that as a way to put yourself in a more national light, get more eyes on you and your program and whatnot. But some people just don't need to do that. Georgia does not need to do that. Yeah. Alabama does not need to do that. Texas does not need to do that. Like, those are the big three when it comes to the SEC at this point. So it makes sense why all three of them / us said no. 2 schools surprised me, Florida and Tennessee. I was very, very shocked, mainly because, in my opinion, like some of the episodes like centered a lot more around like everybody else. Like Tennessee was in the show very briefly, in my opinion, to the point where like initially I didn't even realize that they were in it. And then like Florida, they were heavily involved in like the earlier couple episodes, and then they, after their starting quarterback got hurt initially, that was kind of like their whole point, was kind of showcasing what that looks like in a college setting or whatever, with Graham Mertz getting hurt and then DJ Lagway having to come in. But yeah, all that said, like a team like Vandy, that's another one where I'm like, I don't want to put any disrespect on Vanderbilt, but we all know, and so then you have the SEC or the Netflix crew there when they beat Alabama, and it's like, this is crazy, this is amazing, like this being documented like this. I can't imagine a team feeling more like they won aside from Vanderbilt, because they get this documented for the rest of eternity. But yeah, like Shane Beamer, I'm like, foundationally, in my opinion, he has a good football team at South Carolina. Yeah. They have the potential to do a lot more.
They're going to need a top 15 team.
They were so close last year.
Yeah.
Vandy, they got a little bit more work to do, but like, just from watching the show alone, I'm like, yeah, like they are also right there as far as building a foundation and whatnot of like, I feel like, again, if I was a recruit watching what happened last year, I'd be like, wait a second. Like, what if I'm one of the people who goes to Vandy and we like actually do this up, Yeah. But yeah, I think our schedule's crazy, but what's new? I'm looking at some of these teams and I'm like, okay, like LSU, for example, they play Florida. I don't know if you would. I wouldn't even count. Like, I would say Ole Miss and Alabama as their 2 toughest teams. We have at least...
Well, South Carolina's there too. But they're in LSU, so South Carolina, sadly, probably doesn't have a chance.
I don't know.
As bad as, like, no matter how bad LSU is, Death Valley will always just be, like, such a tough environment to go into and perform.
Kentucky, Arkansas, LSU...
Unless you're literally them.
Us, Oklahoma, South Carolina. Yeah, see, I think Ole Miss has one of the easiest routes to...
Yeah, but with, like, who on their team? Jackson Dart's gone.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, strength of schedule as far as, like, big names that jump off the paper. Yeah. To me. What's Texas look like?
Probably the most peewee schedule.
They play Florida, Oklahoma, Kentucky.
They have Ohio State early.
Ohio State's their very first game.
That's going to be such...
I'm very excited about that,
which that
we'll get to. It's big noon.
Okay.
So...
That's crazy.
Yeah. Are you working this weekend?
Nope. I'll be in Augusta.
Ah, okay.
I'm not working like all the season.
Find I need to watch this game with somebody because I think it's going to be crazy. Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah.
The one thing is they're playing there, so I'm kind of like.
At Ohio State?
Yeah.
I
think Texas has an easy route too.
I'm going to say Texas wins that.
They only play us.
What about UTEP? A&M, that last game could be interesting because rivalry games go crazy for no reason.
It was crazy in the show.
Yeah.
Watch the show. That's really what that's the first episode.
We actually
of
are
podcast,
sponsored by Netflix.
Literally,
Link
should just be watch the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'm nervous. If we just focus back on ourselves, like we said, first 2 weeks are not such big competition, at least at first glance. Then Tennessee on the road, which I'm like, ugh, because again, just like you just said with Death Valley, I mean, it's always tough to play in Tennessee. Bye week, Alabama. Alabama at home. So I'm going to save
this
my
is like
biggest
the first
note about
time
this.
we've played them at home in like 20 years.
Since 2015.
10 years.
Which is basically 20 years.
Yeah. I was in high school. Yeah, high school.
Freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is terrifying. Whatever. Kentucky, because we're playing here, I feel confident. But for whatever reason, as we always talk about, whenever we play Kentucky, it's always a hot mess.
No, here, fine. The year before last year, we beat them by like 40 points. I don't know why.
It's always when we play there, it's ridiculous. At Auburn.
That'll be interesting.
That will be interesting.
I think we win by like maybe 13
6.
at least. Like 13 or less.
Ole Miss.
Here, we're fine. I'm not gonna say we're fine, but we'll play better.
Yeah.
Because again, the year before, last year when we played Ole Miss in Athens, it was not like even an issue.
Yeah. Then bye week again.
Then we go down to Florida. Where is that game this year? Because it's not in the same place, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's there this year, and I think next year it moves to Atlanta.
That's so weird. I don't like that.
Yeah.
This makes me feel the same way I feel about the Cracker Barrel logo changing. Stop messing with it. It's good.
Bro.
Some things don't need change. Cracker Barrel logo did not need to change.
I'm actually
Georgia Florida game
screaming.
does not need to change.
Where is the game? Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. It's in Jacksonville like normal. And then... Yeah. And then...
Maybe I'll go to that game this year.
I don't know.
I've never been
for tickets. You never been to Georgia, Florida?
Not like the game. I've been to Frat Beach, but I've never done like the full...
Georgia, Florida is so much fun. I had a blast last year. Oh my God, it was so fun. That was also CJ's interception game. That was lit.
Yep. Because you were with your mom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's next? Then we play Mississippi State at Mississippi State.
I think that'll be interesting because they have the cowbells.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to talk about a tradition that needs to change, is that one. Get rid of that.
Then we play Texas here.
I'm excited for that game. I have tickets for that. Excited for that.
And then we play Charlotte. And then we play Georgia Tech in
At
Atlanta.
Mercedes-Benz, not the Flats.
Yeah.
Another tradition that did not need to change. Just go back and forth.
I think it's because their stadium's under construction. But I'm not sure.
I thought it was going to switch like just all time.
Oh, maybe so.
Because I think they know they can fill it out.
I know the Florida one is because, like, next year it's because Everbank is going to be under construction.
Yeah. But I think... I think it's because they know they can fill Mercedes-Benz out.
Well, yeah. I think it's technically... Well, I know because we hosted Georgia Tech last year that they're the technical home team, so they're going to have more tickets, theoretically speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's our quick little overview of Georgia's season.
So, worst case, best case scenario, what's your record for both for Georgia football this year? Worst case scenario, what do you think we're doing? Best case scenario, what do you think we're doing?
Best case scenario, we go undefeated.
Okay. Really, you think that's possible? Okay.
Yes, and here's why.
Okay.
I think our most challenging games are obviously Texas, Florida, and Alabama. Mm-hmm. Alabama doesn't have Jalen Milroe. He cooked us last year.
Yes.
That was a big part of the problem, and he's gone.
But they do have Ryan Williams, and he's 18 this year.
He's a real grown man now. Yeah, I mean, I obviously still think it'll be challenging, but, like, I just feel like if there was ever a time, this would be the year.
Okay.
So, Alabama, moving on past that, let's go Ole Miss. Like you just said, we're playing Ole Miss at home. They have no Jackson Dart. Like, you know, we'll have to see, because just like our team is completely new this year and we're waiting to kind of see what shakes out there, we're going to be assessing all the other teams throughout the season, of course.
This is a really weird year of college football. I feel like it's again, I'm the most unprepared going into this conversation, but I feel like I'm not unprepared because I'm not paying attention. I feel like I'm unprepared because there's been a ton of change in team rosters this year. People major players going to the league. We just a lot of switch up, not just in the SEC in general. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like a lot of the people, again, I feel like it goes hand in hand with us being in school and stuff. It's just you're used to knowing that these people are around, and then either they go to the league or whatever happens. And then now it's just weird. Obviously, there's going to be shifts no matter what across the board with everything now, the transfer portal and stuff like that. So, I mean.
Yeah, it's Alabama sends Milroe. Texas, Quinn Ewers is in the league. Matthew Golden is in the league now. There's just a bunch of players that have all gone off this year. I don't know. It feels unique to this year, and maybe that's just because Georgia is now joining into the cycle that every other college kind of goes through. But it feels like for so long Georgia's had a very consistent bunch that play they start as sophomores and they play until seniors, or they start as freshmen and they play until juniors, and they're names that are consistently around.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's still the case.
Yeah.
It's just that first batch of people that we latched onto is now gone. So it's feels weird.
Yeah.
Then Texas, we got to see what they're working with there too. Because again, every single one of our key opponents has lost somebody huge in this past off season. So as we continue on through the season, we'll be able to say a little bit more one way or the other. But I think Georgia Tech's going to be on a freaking tear this year. I will tell you that, because when it comes to us.
Haynes King needs to go home. Sleep in your own apartment. It's not going to make you that much better.
Because.
Commute.
Because.
That's the real
they
reason.
Were so mad from last year. I know if I was them, I'd be there's no chance we're losing this year. So I hope we don't. I mean, literally what happened last year, we almost freaking went out on a loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, so best case scenario. We don't lose a game.
Okay. What's worst case?
Best case scenario, 12-0. Worst case scenario, 10-2.
Okay. We're one off.
I think we have to beat Alabama, Ole Miss, or Texas. At least one of them we're going to win. Mm-hmm. So, unless there's a bigger upset that happens that we don't foresee, which is possible.
Always possible.
Always. I think we go 10-2.
Okay. I think worst case 9-3. Mm-hmm. And I think we can make the playoffs as a 9-3 team. Best case 11-1. I think we drop one game. Obviously, best case we pull them all off. I think we drop one game. And that's not also not a bad thing with the way the playoffs are now.
If we drop one game, I just hope and pray it's a road game.
That would be insane. I would probably God. I will, for the sake of the record, I would prefer it to be a home game. But for the sake of our position in, the top 25, I want it to be a home game.
You said home game both times.
Sorry.
I know what you meant.
I would prefer for it to be an away game.
Yes,
for the record.
Yeah.
I would hope for it to be a home game.
That's
for
my
the sake
main
of the
thing.
top 25.
It's God forbid we lose. Again, I'll get into more of that later. I'm gonna actually make a note right now.
What's later?
Alabama week. I got stuff to talk about.
Just that week, in 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. That much later? Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be interesting, to say the least, because SEC Championship game happens December 6th in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think we're going to be there. Which is funny because it's the week after Georgia Tech.
Back to back.
Yeah. Yes. And so, because I actually talked to Chris about that. I was like, I want to work the Georgia Tech game. And he was like, well, we're probably just going to treat that as a traditional road game, a.k.a. him and Maddie are the only ones going. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. And he's like, mainly because we'll hopefully be back next week. So it's like, why make the trip twice? But we'll see. I asked to work the Texas game.
I need to ask to work like one game. That's it.
I asked to work Texas. I think that it'll be fun. I want to get a shot of them crying walking off the field.
I will be watching that game. I'm going to have that game for enjoyment.
I'm going to be watching Alabama. Fear. It's fine.
Well, it kind of works out. Like, honestly, the way our scheduling has kind of worked this year of like, I don't know, just like the intensity of like Georgia's schedule. I think like a lot of people think like your heart and soul goes into it, and there are weeks like that. But the way it looks right now is like maybe not. Maybe that's me just being stupid. It's totally fair.
I can't.
But yeah.
That's our initial overview of the season.
Yeah.
What's your score prediction for Marshall?
Marshall? Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to wait on our score, your score? I'm trying to remember how we used to do this.
Yeah, we say our scores at the same time.
Yeah, let's do their score first. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
Their score first.
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
7.
9.
9? Mm-hmm. They're going to get a safety?
No.
They're going to go for it instead of hitting a field goal?
No.
3 field goals?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to go 7. They're probably going to get like one breakaway touchdown in the fourth quarter that we just like did not anticipate for. Or like it comes early on and then the starters just don't come off the field. It's like, oh God. Our score? I have to remember how to do football math.
I was literally just saying this to somebody the other day. I have to remember football math again. What do I think is going to be the score for us?
All right, let's start with this plus or minus 30. You think more than 30? Okay. Plus or minus 40. You think more than 40? You don't think more than 40. Okay. All right, I think I have a number that I like.
Football math, football math, football math. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. 34.
48.
Okay. 48. 48-7 Noah, 34-9 me.
We'll see. This will be a great week. Oh. This will be a great week to win. First week.
That'd be kind of crazy. Also, I gotta flip it around.
Yeah,
I saw that. My brain.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting first week. We don't have much of a deep dive. Obviously, like looking back on it like 3 years ago, it was like I remember we went through like our top recruits, and one of them just went to the league. It was yeah.
This is season 4.
Yeah, it was. He went to the 49ers. Why can't I not think of his name?
What? Who?
Michael.
Who?
Michael
Williams.
Yeah, he was a recruit our first year. I remember he was a freshman because we talked about it, and it was like, this dude looks like to be the guy. He's like one of our top 5. I literally remember talking about it in the studio, and now he's on the 49ers.
Yep. I'm like, I can't believe I didn't just think about doing the math like that earlier when we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We did the 22 season, the 23 season.
Was Jalen Walker on
the
our
24 season?
Heads up. I want to go back and watch that episode to see if we were like, look out for Jalen Walker.
I think that he was already on the team when we started this.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah.
That was his freshman year.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because, yeah, that would have been year 3 for him.
Dan Jackson was never in that conversation because that man just popped up out of the depths.
Well, he started my freshman year, did he not?
Yeah, but he wore like 40. He wore like number 40 something.
Yeah.
Like 47.
But yeah, so kind of crazy. I didn't know he was from Columbus.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's that.
Really short, quick first episode. We're getting warmed up to it still, so give us a week.
I don't feel like this was short and quick. Also, we'll have a lot more to yap about once we know more information about not only us, but everybody else.
Give us 2 weeks. Give us pre-Tennessee game.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's going to be the first fun week.
Exactly. These first 2 weeks is just going to be sit and yap.
Unless something changes in my real life and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't looked at anything. I don't know who's playing where. Also, Tennessee not being on the show would have been insane considering the whole like Nico drama now and being able to see that through the lens of someone making a documentary.
Well, that was last year.
Yes.
I don't know if they're doing a second season.
That's what I was saying though. Like last year, it would have been so interesting at like the very end of the season, they like captured the drama. Anyway, besides the point.
I wonder if they're doing a season 2. What is it called? It's called Any Given Saturday, mind you. Love that. Whoever came up with that, get them a raise. Except for, honestly, it's like...
They probably use ChatGPT.
I don't think so.
Being real.
I think they probably just, because they had people saying it over and over and over again, which I think honestly makes a lot of sense.
ChatGPT, what is a saying everybody says about the SEC? Any Given Saturday. Oh, there it is. That's the name.
I think it was great.
I wonder what company shot
assuming season 2 is produced, it will, well, duh.
All right, thanks Google AI for nothing.
Literally.
We don't know.
Oh. Let's see.
10 most dramatic. If you don't win a national title, you fail.
This is also...
I think this is just
not
like
helping.
Marketing, yeah.
Even though this just came out, but whatever.
We'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, so this has been Dooley's Dog Pod. I'm Donnie Trailer.
I'm No Vice.
And we will talk to y'all at some point next week.
With all the information about the Georgia Dogs.
Yeah, hopefully coming off of like a phenomenal performance and being like, oh my gosh, like, we're going to win it all.
Yep. Word up.